We're talking with Donny McCaslin, who's played with, well, who hasn't he played with? He played with Gary Burton, Steps Ahead, Maria Schneider Orchestra, sidemen with dozens of musicians. I was going to mention a few, but the list goes long down to there. And then, of course, with David Bowie on 3 albums, including Bowie's epic final recording, Blackstar. He's also you're releasing your 16th album. Wow. Lullaby for the Lost, and appearing with the Blackstar Orchestra. And they're playing the music of David Bowie. As usual, you're one of the busier players in the music. So thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us today, Donny.
Oh, it's my pleasure to be with y'all, Andy.
I want to talk about the new album a little bit, but also about the Blackstar Symphony. Are you writing the charts for that?
I basically worked with a team of orchestrators, and I didn't personally write the charts, but on some particular songs, I had things that I wrote that I gave to the orchestrators to consider, as they flushed this thing out for 75-piece orchestra.
Wow.
And the overriding concept of this was that, we wanted the orchestra to be utterly involved in what was happening,
of course,
musically, and not to be just playing sort of whole notes behind us as we rock out, but to really take advantage of having access to all these instruments and these wonderful players, and really involve them. So, I would say that this project is really sort of at its zenith sonically when the audience member can hear the orchestra, the band, and the singers.
So is it your band that's with you, with Ben Maunder and those guys?
It is indeed. I mean, Ben is not a part of this project because we made a decision at the beginning not to include guitar.
Oh, I see.
Even though Ben is like one of the greatest guitar players ever to grace this earth.
Oh, yeah.
But we just felt like guitar takes up a lot of room sonically.
Yeah.
And to have space for all those strings and woodwinds and whatnot, we felt like, okay, we're going to leave guitar out. So it's Jason Lindner playing keyboards, from the Blackstar record.
Sure.
And he's my band, part of my team for many years. Tim LaFave on the electric bass, also from the Blackstar record. Also, a huge presence in my musical world, who produced the record Lullaby for the Lost. Nate Wood is playing drums, who also is on the new record. So it's, part of this team of people that I've been fortunate to be with for years now.
How was it emotionally for you to play this music?
It's definitely emotional, and I think, like many people, it was hard for me to listen to the record. I was reticent to listen to it for quite a while after David passed away. But then I started listening, and I think part of it for me is being able to realize this music with this new vision, with all these people involved, with these great orchestrators, Tony Visconti, Maria Schneider, Vince Mendoza, Jules Buckley, Michael Dudley, Tim Davies. These guys are all master orchestrators and all brought their sort of, A game, if you will, to this project. So it's majestic, to hear it realized this way, in a way that I think David would have been into, because it's not, the DNA from the record is there, of course, but it's also, there's spots where we stretch things out and we add some new colors, and just by virtue, again, of having this palette of 75 musicians, it's really such a broad scope now to the music that it's just, it's really emotional to play it. Obviously, from the connection from the history of making the record and everything that happened with it, but to hear it in this new light, reimagined, and to feel that it's growing has been really exciting. Gail Ann Dorsey singing, just masterfully, singing for John Cameron Mitchell and David Poe, and they're all just growing into the roles as this thing continues to evolve. So it's been exciting.
Wonderful. I hope that they're making some kind of like content out of this. Are they videoing, or are they going to make an album out of it or anything? Or is there any plans about that?
Well, it's in the air. I would say that when this was originally conceived, for me, I just wanted this to be a live experience.
Sure.
And I think primarily because the idea of recording these songs with somebody other than David Bowie singing just was hard to fathom. But now that we have a track record and we've been doing it for a while, and these singers are so marvelous, like I think I could imagine doing it. But I'm not in a rush. For me, it's still about the long experience and bringing Blackstar, this record that a lot of people didn't listen to for a while, to life for the audience. And the video, movie, all that stuff is sort of in the air, and I think it's all possible, and we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, it'd be great for the folks that are out in the middle of, wherever that can't get to a symphony and stuff like that. So I take it this is an ongoing, several cities involved with.
Well, it is. We did, most recently, we did a couple nights in San Francisco at Aaron Davies Hall in June, which was, especially meaningful for me as I'm originally from Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
So a bunch of family came and friends from high school. So it was wonderful. Two of our best shows, really. And just before that, we were in Nashville and Detroit as well. So we have been playing with these different orchestras in different cities in the United States. We haven't gone international yet, but that's also in the air.
About the new album, well, kind of a crossover. Are you going to tour the music from the newer album, or is this pretty much taking more of your time?
Oh, absolutely. We're going to tour the new record. And in fact, there's a Europe tour in October with Tim and Jason and Zach Danziger on drums. So that's, coming right up. And then I'm going to do something with this music in Thailand early January. And then there's more stuff sort of brewing. So, yeah, I absolutely do intend to tour this music.
Well, I hope you come to Denver with it, too. When you're playing, now, see, you're a guy who's played with all kinds of, you played with large forces, with this and Maria Schneider and that, but also with a quintet. What's the mindset like for you approaching your saxophone, based on the amount of people with you, I guess?
Yeah, I think my approach is pretty similar, sort of regardless of ensemble size, where, when the overriding thing was to just really strive to be in the moment and to be authentically in the moment, no matter what I'm doing. And then, when it's time for improvisation, to really double down on being as honest as I can about what I'm hearing, and to sort of let go of any preconceptions about what I might play, and to just really utterly live in the moment, and to really listen intently to those who are playing with me. Because I find I draw a lot of inspiration from the dialogue that happens within the band, and really it's kind of this search for the unexpected. Or I want to see where the music will unfold, and I want to be the provocateur and the storyteller, but I'm also not, I don't do it in a way that's exclusionary. Like I want to hear, I'm happy to turn it over to Jason or Tim or Zach, or, to get their input and to see where that takes us. So I think one way I think about improvising, it's that I love it when it feels like I'm on a pathway and I don't know where I'm going. I don't have a compass or a GPS, and I'm trusting, and I might be even a little uncomfortable, but I'm trusting that I'm in search of the unexpected and something surprising. And those are things that I love to hear when I'm listening to music. I think of Miles Davis's classic quintet, the second quintet, Live at the Plug Nickel, for example, where they play their standards, and they just go to these different really, free spaces. So I strive for that. And just, again, just coming back to trying to be as authentic and honest and as emotionally expressive in every moment, because that's what it calls for. Sure.
Did you guys record the album live in the studio? It's such killer energy. It really sounds like a band on a stage,
Thanks. Yeah, we did. We had done a Europe tour, maybe a month or so before the recording, and Tim LaFave produced the record, and we had meetings sort of throughout that tour, and with Jason as well, just talking about song form, sounds, instruments, orchestration. So when we hit the studio, it was pretty clear what we were going to do, and all the sort of basic tracking happened over 2 days. But then, like, Tim took the files and home and did a lot of overdubbing of synths, of guitar.
Sure.
Ben Maunder's on the record, as you know, but a lot of the guitar on the record is also Tim LaFave, and Jason also took the stuff home and layered synthesizers and tried different things. And, we're going back and forth via text, a million texts.
That's why I asked, because I could hear all the overdubbing, but man, I was like, no, there's no way. This is so live,
Yeah, I mean the essential, well, not essential is the wrong word, but like the primal thing is live. And part of the intention with some of these songs, like Tokyo Game Show, for example, or is trying to have a vehicle in the studio where we can get to that sort of primal / punk energy that happens sometimes when we play live, and wanting to really just have a playground for that when we were in the studio. So it captured that sort of emotional urgency.
Well, there's some names I want to bring up. Neil Young,
Yeah.
9 Inch Nails, Rage Against the Machine. Did these guys have some kind of influence on you? I mean...
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, in terms of Neil Young, there's an amazing version of Rockin' the Free World from Saturday Night Live that you might have seen. Yeah, it was years ago. But it's just over the top, with that sort of, again, that primal, almost like punk energy. And I remember Tim showed it to me one time we were on the road. It's like, you got to check this out. And it was just, I was so galvanized by it, and just have sort of repeatedly gone back to it as, a source of inspiration, and then the song Wasteland, for example, on this
I
new
love
record.
that song.
Oh, thank you. That's really my, feeling like I want to write something that has that energy of Neil Young rocking the free world on Saturday Night Live. And then there's a record he did with Daniel Lanois called Le Noise. That's amazing. And the first 3 songs I've listened to a lot, and that really helped to inspire the title track to the record. With 9 Inch Nails, there's a record that they produced for this pop singer Halsey. It's called If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power. And that was, I thought, a great record. I listened to it over and over, and there's a sort of, the song Stately, which is a ballad, was really, there's this sort of underpinning, this harmonic and sort of bass line thing that for me is kind of a signature thing that I hear Trent and Atticus do a lot. I move it around harmonically. It's different, but
Yeah.
But just the inspiration, I think the seed from that song came from them, and their aesthetic, and it leads to Rage Against the Machine. Also, that just really like take no prisoners. We're here and we mean it, and leave it all on the floor kind of mentality.
Yeah, I've been headbanging to this album, man. I love it. Hey, Donny, you're the man, one of my all-time favorites. It's always a joy to talk with you, and your music is so marvelous. Can't wait to see you when you get into town. I hope you come down to the studio and, check out the joint.
I'd love to.
Yeah, that's a standing invitation, man. So thanks for taking the time, and look forward. Thanks again for taking the time.
My pleasure. Great to talk to you, Andy.
Great talking to you.